A very good afternoon to you. You're watching Lunchtime News and we are coming live and direct from the Newsfirst studio here in Colombo. Before we head into the stories in detail, here's a look at the headlines for this afternoon.
GMOA claims to go to the international community if the medical council is not allowed to function independently. Brexit may affect the Sri Lankan economy, statement from Minister Champika Ranawaka. 2,000 undocumented HIV-infected persons in society, statement from the Ministry of Health. Climax of the Newsfirst Think Again program to take place tomorrow. 4 major rallies in 4 separate locations.
On to those stories in detail now. Partly Champika Ranawaka, the Minister of Megapolis and Western Development, expressed the following views in Colombo yesterday.
वर्तमाने यूरोपයේ ඇතිවෙච්ච ප්‍රශ්නය ඒක නිසා අපිට යම්කිසි අඳුරු තත්ත්වයක් ඒ යුරෝපයේ ඇති වෙලා.
With the situation present in Europe, we witness a dark era in Europe. The value of the pound had dropped in an unexpected manner. The same fate has befallen the euro. This will have a direct impact on our exports. It will also have an impact on the tourists that arrive in the country from Europe. Also, we will feel the impact caused by the funds of the migrants who arrive in Sri Lanka across Europe. That is $1.7 billion per year. Also, this took place at a time when our government was turning towards the European market to ease the country's debt. The interest rates in Europe have risen, and as a result, we will find no concession there. Therefore, we must turn our focus towards migrants in Sri Lanka and the middle class in the country. Therefore, I believe that we must consider both the foreign community and the strong Sri Lankan middle class in our future course of action.
විදේශ සංක්‍රමණිකයන් කෙරේ ඒ වගේම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මධ්‍යම පන්තිය කෙරේ අවධානය යොමු කරගත යුතුයි. ඒ නිසා මම හිතනවා මේක අපි වැඩියෙන් විදේශ ප්‍රජාව වගේම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ජීවත් වෙන ශක්තිමත් මධ්‍යම පාන්තික ප්‍රජාව පිළිබඳව අවධානය යොමු කරලා කටයුතු කළ යුතුයි.
Now on to news from courts. Fourth Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna ordered to grant bail for leader of the Pivithuru Hela Urumaya, Udaya Gamanpila, a 25,000 rupee cash bail and 3 surety bails of 500,000 rupees were each imposed on Gamanpila. Udaya Gamanpila was arrested and remanded for selling 41 million rupees worth of shares owned by a foreign national using a false power of attorney. Still in local news, the Government Medical Officers Association claims that if the Medical Council is not allowed to operate independently, they would make a complaint to the international community.
දැන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා වෛද්‍ය සභාව අපි පැහැදිලිව කියන්න ඕන මේක වෛද්‍ය සභාව කිව්වට වෛද්‍යවරුන්ගේ සුබ සාධනය සඳහා තියෙන ආයතනයක් නෙමෙයි.
I must clearly state that though this is titled the Medical Council, it does not function to benefit the physicians. This is a council that protects the rights of the patients. If the Medical Council is not allowed to act independently, we will lodge a complaint with the international community. And then the politicians and the government at the time will have to provide answers to the international community. Also, as we mentioned before, the first time that the medical students were attacked, we said that strict action will be taken if they are attacked again. And now the time has come as these students were attacked a second time, even more brutally than the first. Therefore, we will definitely carry out this strike action next Monday to send a message to the government not to lay a hand on these students again. We would like to state that it is our belief that this is the best possible course of action.
රජයට ලබා දෙන්නේ අපිට ගන්න තියෙන හොඳම පියවර ඒක තමයි කියලා අපි ප්‍රකාශ කරන්නට කැමැතියි.
ජූලි මාස 4 වෙනි සඳුදා උදේ 8 ඉඳලා මධ්‍යහන 12 වනතුරු සංකේතාත්මකව
A trade union action will be staged on Monday the 7th of July from 8 a.m. to 12 noon as a symbol of our opposition. As usual during this trade action, we will continue treatment at the Laidridge Way Hospital for Children, Women's Hospitals, the Cancer Hospital, and also treatment for kidney ailments without disruptions. And we have decided that emergency accident treatments to function. And also we have decided that emergency accident treatment will function. However, we have to symbolically voice our objection against this behavior by going for a trade union action.
හැසිරීම මත මේ පවතින වටාපිටාව තුළ වෘත්ති සමිති ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයකට ගොස් සංකේතාත්මක විරෝධතාවය දැක්වීමට
The Private Bus Owners Association notes that according to the amendments made to bus fares, the minimum fare would increase by 1 rupee. Gamanu Vijayaratna, the chairman of the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association, notes that this time around bus fares may increase by around 5 to 6%. Meanwhile, Think Again, a public service initiative launched by Newsfirst, entered its 15th day today. The campaign will take place in the Ampara, Galle and Ratnapura districts today.
Think Again. Is your vote working for you?
The Newsfirst teams visited the villages of Hingurankadua, Ratgama, Pinkanda, Sirikandruwatta Tsunami Village, Akmimana, Walahanduwa, Habaradua and Ahangama areas. The first team visited the Pusa village. It was evident that the area has been isolated from the rest at a time when development in the area is booming.
We are in the town of Walahanduwa in Galle, and the residents are complaining of a severe garbage disposal problem. As you can see behind me, the garbage has been collected, and the residents claim that it hasn't been collected for months on end now. Now, we are here for the Newsfirst Think Again campaign to remind these people to think again before they vote, because it is those people who they elect into Parliament and other representatives who can change and uplift the future. They can eradicate this problem if they look into it. But the residents claim that before the elections they come and speak to them to get their vote, but after the elections they don't see them anymore. So stay tuned, and tomorrow we have the final of the Newsfirst Think Again campaign, which we will be in Valigama, so you may come and voice your concerns for the last time. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Aishwarya Pinto.
One of the teams in the Ratnapura district visited the locals in the Allearava area in Tambagoda. The people living in Mulgama and Pallavala in the Balangoda area are battered by the constant threat of wild elephants. The people in Egodathanna have abandoned their homes. The Newsfirst team will visit the villages of Randola and Pallekanda this evening. The Think Again public service initiative is receiving a rapturous acceptance from the masses. The Newsfirst team based in the Ampara district raised awareness on the Think Again rally that will take place in the Kalavachikudi area in Batticaloa tomorrow.
With the Newsfirst Think Again campaign drawing to a close, the final ceremony here in the Eastern Province will take place tomorrow, that is the 2nd of July at 4 p.m. in front of the Muthu Amman Mari Kovil in Ondachimadam. Now, the Newsfirst team is travelling the district of Batticaloa, speaking to members of civil societies, civil organizations, as well as members of the general public. And we are telling them that tomorrow a platform will be made ready for them to come to speak their grievances regarding promises made by elected officials and politicians during elections, and promises that have not been fulfilled thus far. We as a responsible media organization will be there for the people of Sri Lanka, and we will stand by them until their grievances are sorted out. Stay tuned to Newsfirst for more details throughout the day. Reporting to you here from the Batticaloa district, I'm Krishan Devasagayam for Newsfirst.
Through the Newsfirst Think Again public service initiative, it noted that the people's needs and expectations have not been fulfilled by their elected public representatives. Newsfirst has organised 4 major rallies urging those elected to office to fulfil their promises. These rallies will take place in 4 separate locations on Saturday. We are now joined by Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited, Shevan Daniel, with more details on tomorrow's proceedings.
Indeed, it is the day 15. We bring everything to an end tomorrow, to conclusion. The rallies will focus on bringing in the public and giving them the opportunity to air their views on how disgruntled they are perhaps, and they are particularly how disappointed they are at their regional representatives in Parliament on the levels of development in their areas and the lack of interest in even their basic needs. So the first rally will be in Nochegama, that's in the North Central Province, between Puttalam and Anuradhapura, at a place called Kusumpura. It will be held on the banks of the Kusumpura river. The other will be in Batticaloa, and a third will be held in Lagala, which is between Matale and Wilgama, and the fourth will be in the Boralava area in Valigama. So North, East, Central Province, as well as the South will be covered. Everything will begin at around 4 p.m. tomorrow, and we're looking forward to meeting the public and hearing what they have to say.
Await the Newsfirst Think Again rally. Join with the people's voice from the village to the city. Saturday, the 2nd of July at 4 p.m. at the Kusumpura riverbank in Nochiagama, near the Kaluganga bridge in Pallegama, Laggala, in the Ondachi Madam Kovil precincts in Batiklo, at the Borada riverbank in Valigama.
Well, there you go. That's a wrap of Lunchtime News. Remember, to stay ahead, you need to stay close to News First. For that, you simply need to log on to our website, www.newsfirst.lk. Or if you want to keep a closer tab of the stories followed here at News First, you can follow our Twitter handle at newsfirst_EN. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Your latest news update will come your way at 1:55. Good day.